Look, time is running out. Why believe in the globe, and gravity, and outer space, and atomic weapons, and satellites, and extraterrestrial life, and evolution, and all those other things, when the people who told you those things have been told by other people before them? Why believe those who tell you these things when they themselves have been told the same by other people? Look at the sun and look at the moon. They are inside the earth. They are so close because we can see them, and we can see them because they are so close. This world is nothing but a lie, nothing but an ugly circus. Satan is through this world. That's why things are the way they are. All those presidents and politicians and all those other public figures, they're nothing but puppets, marionettes. They have no executive power. They're just puppets for the real ruling powers. The real ruling powers are in the shadows. They never leave the shadows. This world is ruled by people who never leave the shadows, whose faces are never seen, whose voices are never heard. They're the ones making all the decisions. And everything outside the shadows is just a puppet theater. The devil is real, the Christian God is real, and it will all end in the Battle of Armageddon. We're very close to that point, but we still have some time left, but not that much. I'm not sure how much time we have left. Maybe a few decades, maybe a few years, or maybe a few years, maybe a few decades. But that time is constantly running out. Look around you. Look what's happening. Look what's happening in Sweden. Tens of thousands of people have already been chipped with microchips. Maybe even more than that. This is the beginning of the end. Look at all those space centers. All those major space centers are located near the ocean. Why? So all those rockets can fall down into the ocean, so they can get rid of the evidence. Those rockets don't go into outer space. There is no outer space because of the dome. Those rockets fall into the ocean. The ocean is probably littered with hundreds of those rockets. Very few people can awaken from the lies of this world. I'm just one of the few who is here telling you these things. I didn't plan this, and I don't want to feel like those who are asleep, but I also don't want to feel like those who are awakened. But I decided to create this channel and tell you these things. I created the others.Thank channel to show you this stuff and to counteract all the space propaganda. That's why the others.Thank channel is completed. There's a few more videos left, and this is it. I'm not gonna keep making videos forever like other people. No, everything I do has a certain number. There's a certain quality and a certain quantity, and once that is complete, once those are complete, it's complete, that's it. There's no need to keep doing it forever. Just put the essentials, just put the most explosive dynamite material. The rest is up to everybody else. Like I said, very few people can awaken from this worldwide deception that's ages in the making, ages, centuries in the making. It's nearing the end, not quite, but it's nearing the end. I myself believed in the globe Earth, and planets and solar systems and galaxies, the universe, the multiverse even, but I don't anymore. You have to do your own analysis. Don't just listen to me. You have to dig. You have to dig for this stuff, just like the mole burrows hole in the ground. You cannot burrow those holes unless you start digging. You cannot get a pirate treasure out of the ground if you don't grab a shovel or your hands and start digging. The only way to get to this stuff, the only way to find this truth, is to be a detective. A suffering detective. But almost nobody in today's age wants to be a suffering detective. Who wants to be a suffering detective in today's day and age? Probably only a very few. And since almost nobody wants to be a suffering detective, almost nobody will get to this stuff. You cannot get to the truth unless you're a detective, and you can't be a detective unless you suffer. Those things are connected together, like a spider's web. You cannot have the one without the other, and you cannot have the other without the one. Well, one day millions of people, both dead and alive, true believers, are going to be taken out of this world. They're going to be raised up to the sky to meet the Lord Himself, the Creator of the world. And when they're gone, the ultimate deception and the ultimate nightmare will begin on the ground. Those people who are left behind, they're going to remain behind. They will be the rejected goods. The rejected goods. God doesn't make mistakes. I believe that the globe deception will result finally in the final alien deception. When those aliens appear in all those ships, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. When all those aliens appear in all those spaceships, all those thousands of airborne ships across the worlds, across the cities of the world, they're gonna be demons. They're gonna be demons and fallen angels disguised as aliens, in silvery suits, or no suits at all. They're all going to be imposters. And the people who are left behind, they're going to believe them. Almost all of them, they're going to believe them. They're going to believe their lies. Because the truth is not in them. And because the truth is not in them, they're going to believe them. They're going to believe the great deceivers. And the great apostasy mentioned in the Bible? What do you think is going to trigger that great apostasy? Once all the true believers, both living and dead, are gone, all that will be left are the dead unbelievers, the living and dead unbelievers. And when those aliens appear, they are the only things fantastic enough to trigger the great falling away, the great apostasy. Apostasy is renouncing your religious faith. Christianity is the only truth. Christianity is not a religion. It's a relationship with the Creator God Himself. All those other religions, they're creations of the devil and creations of man. They were put in place so But they will distract us, and so they will increase our religious and emotional and spiritual suffering. That's why they're there. You cannot have the alien deception without the globe deception, and you cannot have the globe deception without the alien deception. Like I said, the globe Earth will lead inevitably to the final, grand, ultimate extraterrestrial deception. Listen to this video. Read the Bible. Read the 10 biblical commandments. Read what Jesus said in the Bible. Analyze the flat earth, the dome, the firmament, the great apostasy, the mark of the beast, the seal of God, and all those other things. Learn about the domed, motionless flat earth and share it with others. Do it now to awaken others. One day everybody who's ever lived, from Adam and Eve to now, and from now to Adam and Eve, everybody's going to be judged. Everybody. Those who are found worthy, they're going to be a lot, but not too much. Probably maybe a couple of million, a few millions. They're gonna get eternal rewards, spend eternity with the omnipotent Creator God Himself. The rest, the vast majority, a gargantuan number of people, they're gonna be judged too, and they're gonna be thrown alive into a lake of fire. And we'll never see or hear them again. They're gonna be gone. That's it, gone. And you know what? In the end, it's everybody's fault. We have free will. That means we can't make any excuses. Everything we do and everything we don't do, it's all our fault. And it's always our fault, and can only ever be our fault. When you have free will, you can't make excuses. Only creatures that don't have free will can have an excuse, because they don't have free will. We're going to be judged. Everybody's going to be judged. We're going to be judged not only of what we've done, but also what we haven't done, and what we could have done, but didn't. So hurry up, before it becomes too late, before it becomes far too late.